Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the aircraft showcase. Hello, Cross. So I know we normally do the showcase on Thursday, but I was feeling like crap Thursday, so I figured we'll do it now, and then we'll push the Dragon Age one after this one, and then we'll just skip the Batman one. But we finally finished redoing the XSX ones off the dying Xbox One. So now we're finally getting to Nugget's favorite aircraft. Yeah, what happened with me yesterday and this morning was just allergies and sinus pressure. Allergies or allergens around here have been really bad, and the sinus pressure has been building. So not a good mix. But pressure's letting up and all that lovely thing. So we're here now. But yeah, today we're looking at Nugget's favorite plane. Hopefully he's here. But it's going to be the Eurofighter Typhoon. By the way, how is the sound? Like, do I sound stuttery or crisp and clear? I think it should be crisp and clear, but because I got everything set up, I think. But, you know, it is the Xbox. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start with Invasion.
Attention all pilots.
And our aircraft, we have 4 left, or 4 frames left. But today we're looking at the EF-2000 Typhoon. It is a fighter, and it represents the leading edge of air superiority in fighter technology. The close-coupled Delta Canard configuration gives the aircraft its distinct design. Developed by an international consortium. I'll sound around my head. Good. In Real Strange, we'll go over what the consortium is. I'm not sure what the consortium would be for Strange Real, although I'm willing to bet that Ameria was part of it. The flexible design ensures the Typhoon can be modified to answer the fighter needs of all nations involved. Typhoon fuses maneuverability with precision, providing the pilot with ease of control. Long-range missiles allow it to destroy multiple enemy aircraft while staying out of lock-on range. Whether from a distance or in a dogfight, the Typhoon's robust capabilities assure its dominance in any battle. Yeah, this is, I think, what we call a 4.5 generation aircraft. As you see from the stats, it's got extremely high mobility, speed, and air-to-air. It has got above average defense and stability. The only thing it suffers on is air-to-ground. As you'll see, that's not going to be that big of a hindrance. Real strange stats. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a multinational European design. Manufacturers Eurofighter GmbH. And the operators and parts of the people that made it. We've got the United Kingdom's Royal Air Force, the German Luftwaffe, modern Luftwaffe, not Mustache Man's, the Italian Air Force, and the Spanish Air Force. She was manufactured starting in 1994, and she was introduced officially into service August 4th, 2003. And as for liveries. The Marriott has the two-tone white and gray scheme that is used by the Luftwaffe. The Slovakian one is the black body based off of the prototype ZH588. And the SP is the white with blue, dark blue stripes, black nose stripe. I think this might have been a prototype. But I don't think we've got any RAF or RAF versions. So sorry, Nugget. Still maintain the cannon, talisman, shamrock. I mean, if they wanted to go all in on the Ameria is Western Europe, then yeah, having Garuda fly Typhoons would make sense. Kinda. The reason why I say kinda is because of the nature of the game, it's best for the cannon aircraft to be a multi-role. And while having Garuda fly Rafales would also make sense, the Rafale is not European, it's French. So it wouldn't really work. That's probably why they went with the F-15E Strike Eagle. Because Western Europe, not including France, because France does their own thing, they don't really have a good multi-role. What about the Gripen? The Gripen's not in this game, and again, that's more Swedish. Swedish is kind of does their own thing too. Anyway, I think we'll go with, for the base one, we'll go with the base Ameria, because I like the Luftwaffe livery of it. But we are armed with 230 AIM-9M Sidewinders. As a NATO aircraft, this thing uses American and European weapons interchangeably. And then our primary weapons, we got the XLAA, which I believe this model is the MDBA Meteor. And we've got 38 of them. Oh, the Hornet would be neglected till infinity. Yeah. 6 was not a good game for the Hornet. Neither was Assault Horizon. Infinity was the first modern game that was good for the Hornet, and then 7 made the Hornet great. Then we are armed for XMA 6 with the good old AIM 120 AMRAAM. We've got 66 of them. And then finally, for our anti-ground weapon, we are armed with the American War Crime, the RCL. The model being the LAU 68D 70mm 7-shot, basically the American version. And we got 32 volleys of those. So, you know, I said that stat-wise, this isn't a great air-to-ground plane. Well, we have the War Crime, so it works. We're going to take the AMRAAMs. So, Shamrock.
Garuda team, time to take off.
God, I wish Nugget was here. He'd really appreciate seeing his baby in the invasion takeoff. Well, that's what the archive is for. Oh, audiences may have wondered what happened to the dogfights past broadcast. Well, I got a strike on that one, which is interesting because I got a claim on the archive version, but A&E, aka Disney, is okay with me having it on YouTube because they can get the money, but I guess they couldn't get any money off of the past broadcast, so they just told Twitch to take it down. I did take care of that strike. I don't have it anymore because I took the Twitch recommended pathway. I got rid of the strike. And from here on out, we are not reacting to anything except size everything wrong with videos on Twitch. Any future reactions that aren't those are going to be solely through the Discord. They will be unarchived. You miss it, I'm sorry, but I don't want to get any more strikes.
Garuda 1 Talisman and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to fend off the invasion.
Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda 1, you call the shots. This is Commander Windhopper of the 15th Squadron. The enemy is expanding its field of attack.
Now, my biggest complaint with the Typhoon is I do not like the canard placements. Because they're forward of the of the pilot, they look like weird mustache. I mean, I understand aerodynamically why they're there. It just looks funny to me. Hello, Nugget. Welcome to stream. I'm doing good. It's just allergies suck, and I live in the Midwest during spring. Yeah. Thought this was the Mirage. So, no, this is the Typhoon. Welcome to Kale. But yeah, my only complaint, like I said, my only complaint design-wise with the Typhoon is the canards. They're too far forward. I'd much rather them be placed behind the cockpit. Wait, incoming ads. I don't see anything about ads. I thought we were already on ad break. I thought ad break was done. Or is Twitch doing it behind my back? Yeah, you'll be happy to know, Nugget, that on my list of best jet fighters, the Typhoon will make it on the list. I don't know what rank it's going to be on, but it's on there. To get back to working on my warship list. I got away from it for a little bit there. Partly because I felt like shit over the past week, and partly because I've been trying to get Horizon Forbidden West finished.
Lock on.
This one's mine. Commencing lock on. How could that have missed? Sector E, can you guys take over here? A miss. Careful now. The enemy has you on radar. Glad to see the city wasn't completely destroyed. Airports really saved our lives.
In all the Ace Combat games that I've played, I think 6 has the best version of the Typhoon. It has the long-range capabilities of the XLA Ace. It's got the mid-range air-to-air dominance in the AMRAAMs. And it's got a good air-to-air or air-to-ground capability with the American Warcry.
Stay on constant alert.
Roger that.
But, like in 7, the Typhoon, I think, got nerfed because it has no multi-locks anymore.
Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
And it doesn't really have any good air-to-ground capabilities. Yeah, I know it's got the 8 AGM, but I hate that because of the multi-lock. And the 8 AGM runs out of ammo real damn fast. Like, I think it's like 2 or 3 volleys and you're done. Could technically argue that the Typhoon was the first RAF aircraft to be designed as a fighter since the first gen jets. Really? That's interesting.
Garuda 1, Fox
I'll
2.
admit I'm not as up to snuff on my European jets of the 1st through 3rd gen as I probably should be. Other than French, but you know.
It's him up here. He's right on my tail. Ah, he evaded. I'll take care of this one.
I do know the Typhoon's a lot better than what the Germans used to have. Namely the F-104 Widowmaker. I mean, Starfighter.
Get him. Hit right once more.
We have radar lock on.
I have to admit, that wasn't exactly cool of Lockheed.
This one's mine.
Because the F-104 was phased out of American service real fast. After we found out it was fucking unstable at landing. And since the ejector seat aimed downward, when you lose control of the aircraft trying to land, you're dead.
I took a hit. Damn it.
But Lockheed's like, well, we gotta sell to someone. We'll sell to the Germans because they don't really have a choice. Okay, that makes sense.
A miss. Now he shake me off.
Hello, Ross. Welcome to stream.
I've got lock on.
Play his best. Well, duh.
Gotcha.
Hello, Starscream. I am feeling a lot better than I was yesterday and this morning. Fuck allergies.
A miss.
Spitfire's throwing yours. Well, yeah, it was designed to kill the German bombers in Battle of Britain. Whereas I think the Mustang originally was designed as a bomber escort. It wasn't designed as a fighter per se.
Careful now. The enemy has
It just became that when it got paired up with the Rolls-Royce Merlin engine.
almost in effective range.
Alright, let's get that Rafale. Where is that Rafale? There it is. And we got a full bar for Allied Assault. This is going to be a great Stricken Stomp. I can feel it.
Icon to Stricken team. We are prepared to launch. Stricken leader to Icon. We will commence mission operations once your delivery...
Yeah, I'm not sure about most of the Rolls-Royce engines, but I do know the Merlin. Actually, Russ, when I first saw the Aegean, I actually was kind of scared. And even now, the Aegean itself is rather intimidating unless you know how to fight it. I gained a new respect for it during the Scarface challenge when I was robbed of the easiest way to kill it, the RCL. You have finally secured all the A6 Idolmasters kits. Finally, after all these years, I have them all. So, which one is your favorite, Nugget? Which Idolmaster is your favorite? Mine's Chihaya, the F-15. Not just because it's an F-15, but also because it's blue. Also, do you have the A-10? Technically, that's not an Idolmaster. It's kind of a combo.
What the hell's happening?
Hey, I'm on your side. Isn't your ISF working?
I like the ISD. The Gaians, Intaving, let's know how to fight it. Yeah.
Warning, additional enemy planes have been spotted on radar. You don't want to know how many.
This is Stricken.
Stricken Stomp!
Target acquired. Moving to engage. Which direction are the missiles coming from? Yeah, once more. Stricken leader is hit. Damn it. My plan was taking quite the hit. I don't fly like this. This battle is now under our control. All planes return to base. Stricken 2, I'm leaving you in charge. Roger, Lieutenant Colonel Burchak. I'll take command from here. Hope you make it, sir.
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation. You've been ordered to give up Grace Maria. Break away from this airspace and head west.
Are you out of your mind? We can't go
Well,
with that order.
I mean, for me, Cross,
Disadvantage. Comply with
Aegean
order and
was
head
the
west.
first super weapon I faced. And it was in the first mission of the game where you fight the burst missiles. So,
Plan is to withdraw
yeah, I was
speed up
properly
deploying forces
intimidated.
from each area, then regroup for a counterattack. We can't afford to
Also,
lose you.
when I first
Follow the
fought it,
order.
I didn't realize that the best strategy was
This is Garuda
RCL.
2 to 1. We really
So
should
I
get
was
out of
using
here.
AMRAAMs against it. F-15 is your favorite in terms of... Gotcha.
You're about to exit the combat zone.
Your stone name.
Maintain your course west to leave the airspace.
Yeah, Like I was saying on one of... It might have been the first A-Style podcast, hopefully. But I was talking with Sly about the various first missions of the Ace Combats that I played. And Ace 4s is basically take off from carrier, shoot down bombers, land and carry. You can even do it in one pass.
We are currently in a state of emergency.
Ace 5s you can do on fucking
Our
autopilot.
military has escaped destruction because of your
Shorebird
valiant efforts
sucks.
on the battlefield. But our capital,
Ace
Grace Mary, has
Zeros
been temporarily occupied by Estevanian
is actually
forces.
fairly interesting
And our central
because
government
you
has
get
been
the
usurped
option,
by them as well.
do I let these
The nation
damaged
of
bombers
response,
go or do
the
I
Republic
take them
of
out?
Ameria's political council unanimously adopted a resolution of open war against the Federal Republic of Estevania. Our forces remain one of
But Ace 6, well, hell, even Ace 7, it's a simple take off, kill bombers, kill a few escorts, land. Music's pretty good, so that's... But Ace 6's first mission, they throw you into a gigantic furball with more targets than any other first mission combined. And then after you drive off the bombers and any other TGTs, they throw an enemy Ace squadron at you, as well as burst missiles. Keep in mind, for first players, you've got the base F-16. That's it. And they're throwing super weapons at you on the first mission. Good luck. Oh, and the tutorial is only unlocked after you play Invasion of Grace Mary for the first time. Game. Have fun with Rookie. Game kicks new pilots out of a 10-story building. Now, the game... Ace 6 is like the Mother Hawk. Kick the chick out of the nest, you'll learn to fly on your way down. Trial by fire, not trial by inferno. Anyway. For the next one... Let's see, showcase. Okay. Next, we're going to stick with... We're actually going to go with Vitose. Actually, no. Yeah. No. We're going to quit, and we're going to go back to Invasion again.
Attention all pilots. Our capital city, Grace Maria, is under attack. Damage from the attacks is widespread throughout the city.
Deep strike. Oh. All right, so our first DLC variant is the UPEO emblem. Here is of Ace Combat 3 UPEO Squadron aircraft. A stripped-down payload for increased stability, coupled with outstanding tuning performance, allow this aircraft to weave through any battlefield with ease. Directly under the command of the International Peace and Security Council, the NUN, Neo-United Nations, lies the UPEO, Universal Peace Enforcement Organization, I believe it is. Which in turn resides over SARF, charged with quelling military uprising across the globe. Yeah, globe in question marks, when that globe only refers to Uzia. But this is before the Stranger was really a thing. So as we can see, our mobility and speed is still the same. But we've sacrificed air-to-air and air-to-ground for stability. We've also only got 150 Sidewinders, 32 Meteors, 42 AMRAAMs and 20 LAU 68. Is it the LAU 68? Yeah. But livery-wise, this is basically just the American livery with UEPO markings. Again, not exactly thrilled with the way they handled that. Although, no, it's the same. Okay.
Garuda team, time to take off.
But handling will pretty much be the same. You're just gonna have less ammo.
Talisman and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under attack by unknown forces. Do whatever you can to
So we
fend off the
probably
invasion.
won't be able to get the full assault bar.
Garuda 2, roger that. Garuda 1, you call the shots.
This is Commander Windhover of the 15th Squadron. The enemy is expanding its field of attack. Stay alert.
Garuda 1, there's too many of them. Use your SP weapon.
Yeah, the American livery is the German Luftwaffe, which I like the Luftwaffe's livery more than the RAF's. Sorry.
We interrupt this program for an emergency news report. Grace Marion is currently under attack by unidentified aircraft. The damage apparently extends throughout the entire capital.
Please be safe.
We've got an ID on the invaders. We're engaged with the Estovakian military.
The Estovakians?
Alright.
Economy's been in shambles for years. Looks like they found
The falls have been spawned.
The Estovakian threat level has been reduced. You should be able to hold out against them.
Garuda 1, we've almost got them. Let's do this one plane at a time.
Yeah, those B-52s are flying well. However, that's not entirely fictional. It's kind of truth in television. During Vietnam, and Operation Desert Storm, we learned that it's actually more survivable for the B-52s to fly closer to the deck than high altitude. So it's not unheard of for B-52s to fly that low.
An intense ground war is taking place in the East District. We strongly urge all citizens of Grace Marion to stay indoors at this time.
And the main reason for that is SAMs. SAMs typically have a harder time locking onto aircraft at lower altitude than they do at higher altitude due to radar ground clutter and horizons and crap.
Talisman has locked on.
Garuda 1, I down an enemy.
Fox 2. Missile struck target.
I'll take care of this one.
Back the other way. The breach has collapsed.
I've got a lock. Shamrock, Fox 2.
Fox 2.
Alright, I gotta save my AMRAAMs now.
Now that's how you do it.
I missed.
The good thing about this plane having a lot more stability is I can sustain a high G for a lot longer before stalling out.
Watch out! The enemy has a lock on you!
Enemy aircraft down.
So yeah, A6 is easily the best game in the franchise to get gun kills. A7, the gun works if it's the American rapid fire gun. The Soviet and European slower fire gun, not so much. But here, the gun has that speed and does a shit ton of damage. It doesn't need to be in the pipper for very long before it's dead.
Enemy plane in gun range.
A7, it's a gun. It works. Never said it worked well. Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that people that were used to the PlayStation trilogy
Enemy down.
and Infinity's gun and Seven's gun, when they played Project Wingman for the first time, were like, holy shit, this gun's amazing! Meanwhile, A6 players just like, it's almost as good enough. Because yeah, having played both, A6's gun has a faster time to kill than the Project Wingman does. I wasn't even aiming for that Falcon. I was aiming for the other one.
Was evaded.
Gun damage is probably the most realistic. Not a lot of aircraft is 5 EP. That's true. These are not machine guns, they're actually cannon. And yeah, most aircraft would not be able to withstand a lot of cannon rounds. The A-10 could, but... The Ace-4 gun does some pretty good damage, but unfortunately you don't really have any real indication of where it's gonna hit. You just have to hope for the best. I mean, there's a pepper, but there's no hit markers. So I mean, it's immersive in that regard, but you know. They've got hit markers for the missiles. Why not for the gun? Ace-5 gun is a pea shooter. The time it takes to kill a target is insanely bad.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Zeros, I think, is weaker than Ace-4s, but stronger than Ace-5s. So time to kill isn't as bad, but it's still pretty bad. Ace-X has two types. The normal type, which fucking sucks. And then there's the Sniper OS. If you have the Sniper OS, the gun becomes, I mean, an unstoppable monster. C5 10 kills in that heartbeat, I know, right? But what the Sniper OS does in Ace-X and Joint Assault is it turns the gun into an auto lock. Like, the gun will track your target.
Aircraft, we are ready for Nimbus launch. Begin the countdown.
Zero's gun allows you still to target outside.
Mission complete.
Nice. It's been a while since I played Zero, so I don't know. I'm thinking about getting the PS2 emulator. I just don't know how to get the ROM without sailing the high seas, and I don't want to do that if I can avoid it. Because I've got the discs. But, you know.
What's this? Missiles.
Because I'd like to be able to stream both 4 and 0. Because I do like those games. Hell, 0 is my favorite of the PS2 trilogy.
What the hell was that?
Oh,
Where are they
sorry,
coming
Ross.
Enemy cruise missile incoming.
Those are no ordinary
Yeah.
cruise missiles. Evade like hell if you want out of this alive.
The get out of ad jail free cards are starting to expire.
What about our city? What about Grace Maria?
Excuse me. And then Assault Horizons gun has one of two modes too. Normal gun sucks, but dogfight mode gun and airstrike mode gun is fantastic.
Don't want to know how many.
Thank you, Zakale.
What's happening here? 2 of our planes have been shot down.
That was more than just 2. I think you've got 2 left.
Grace Maria is now under our control. All planes return to base. Stay in tune. I'm leaving you in charge. Roger, Lieutenant Colonel Burchak. I'll take command from here. Hope you make it, sir.
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Air Defense Command has ordered an evacuation. You've been ordered to give up Grace Maria. Break away from this airspace and head west.
Yep, almost a full stomp. But I will take
We are
6 out of 8.
militarily at a huge disadvantage. Comply with the order and head west.
This is Avalanche. We're not going anywhere.
Listen, it's only temporary. The plan is to withdraw, meet up with all remaining forces from each area, then regroup for a counterattack. We can't afford to lose you. Follow the order.
Also, the gun on the helicopter in Ace Assault Horizon is also pretty damn
This is
good.
Garuda 2 to Garuda 1. We really should get out of here.
Against ground targets. Against Heinz, they suck. Yeah, I think the enemy that I hate to fight the most in any Ace Combat game are fucking Heinz in Assault Horizon on the helicopter missions. Yeah, the
Garuda team, you've made it out of the combat zone.
UEPO livery
I promise we'll be back
Er,
for you. Just a little longer.
plane,
I promise.
not that bad. I just wish it had more ammo.
Ghost Eye to Garuda 1 Talisman and Garuda 2 Shamrock. We are currently in a state of emergency. Our nation is under a...
Our military has escaped destruction because of your valiant efforts on the battlefield. But our capital, Grace Maria, has been temporarily occupied by Estavakian forces, and our central government has been usurped by them as well. The nation of Estavakia had declared war with our country as it simultaneously launched a surprise attack on Grace Maria. In response, the Republic of Emeria's political council unanimously adopted. Our forces remaining on the Emerian mainland are still fighting in desperation.
Yeah, you have to
Once our
manually aim
beautiful
the
country of
gun
Emeria
in Assault
belongs-
Horizon. It's helicopters. Alright. Next we're going to Vitose.
A large
Because it's time to look at the Type Ace 3. Ace Combat 3 aircraft. A faithful recreation of the Ace Combat 3 aircraft performance design. Although hindered by a slow turning response, this fighter boasts outstanding speed and performance and durability. However, the aircraft lacks special weapons, which are not introduced until after Ace Combat 3. That's technically a lie. As you can see, we've got 72 meteors, because Ace 3 did give you one special weapon. I think at the cost of your Sidewinders, your standard missiles, but still. Also, we won't have high G turns. But if we look at our stats, our speed is max, as well as our air-to-air. We gained 20 in defense. We lost 15 points in mobility. Lost 20 points in air-to-ground. Lost 5 points in stability. Gained 24 meteors. And we lost all of our AMRAAMs and LAU 68s. But this is a lot more faithful, both livery-wise and performance-wise, to Nemo's starting aircraft in Ace Combat 3. And I actually prefer this one to the Ace 2, because I actually get special weapons. And decent amount of missiles. But, yeah.
Garuda 1, which plane should I select? How about my weaponry?
Although Shamrock
Are we ready to fly with these
will
planes?
still give the AMRAAM to. Before we take off, I'm going to kill the party and then restart it, because we're down to 10 minutes on the clock for the party. So I will be back momentarily. All right, party has been restarted. All right. Use close on this foot here like so others. This sounds like something Kobayashi. For the Heart of a Nation, maybe it's Kobayashi. It is composed by KK Kobayashi. Yep. Kobayashi does a lot of A6's music. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Because I think he was, at the time, like the lead sound director.
Garuda team, time to take off.
All right.
Those bombers have passed through the mountains and are still on course for Vitose. They're here. Head back to the base if you need supplies.
Has eventually
you can
got
land there at any time.
Put my PSP emulator back onto my main PC. Right now it's on the external hard drive. But, oh my god, this thing is so much more sluggish. If this is how Ace 3 feels to fly, I'm gonna hate playing the game. If I ever get around to it. I'll probably have to sail the high seas and emulate it.
Fox 3. Enemy plane down.
All pilots, make sure the bomber's here and you're located the enemy bombers.
Okay, Shamrock shouldn't be able to launch AMRAAMs. Well, is he gonna fire?
Fox 3, Fox 3.
There we go. He's firing AMRAAMs
Lock on.
on a plane he can't. No one told Shamrock that.
Enemy plane down.
I mean, this is why Shamrock is a minor deity.
Missile struck target. More enemy bombers detected on radar. It
Yeah, I am
looks like
not a
another
fan
formation.
of this version of the Typhoon. It is so sluggish. Feels like I'm flying through molasses.
More planes are showing up on radar. It's another bomber formation. Intercept.
No model kits have been done for Ace X or Joint Assault. Damn. I would love to get a Fornius kit. The YR99.
Damn it. What a bunch of lies.
What, the evil propaganda of evil
This time.
is lying and not telling the truth? I never would have guessed.
Garuda 1, ESM is active.
Get more targets.
Fourth enemy bomber confirmed down. Keep up the good work.
Lock on.
Launching missile. Bombers
Hey,
are
what's
still
my
incoming.
altitude?
Stay sharp.
I never actually tested this aircraft.
That missed.
Normal service ceiling is like 40,000 feet. Looks like this one is you start to stall at 36,000 feet.
Fox 3, Fox 3.
This one's mine.
So a little shorter than normal, but better than the Ace 2s.
Yes. Back to another enemy.
Missile strike confirmed. Garuda 1, Fox 2. Enemy kill confirmed.
I bagged one.
Lock on. Take out those bombers first and foremost. Don't worry about the escorts.
Power at the number 2 radar site. I don't care. It's all
I got a lock.
control.
Ow.
Bomber number 8 confirmed down.
I had looks that is in the
Enemy
negative.
bombers are approaching the city. Intercept. Missile struck target.
Bandit hit. Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you.
Enemy down.
Ninth bomber down.
Whenever you see the F4 in one of these games, you always feel so bad for the pilot.
Shamrock.
Yeah.
Fox 2.
Yeah. I mean, the F4 if used as designed, is not a bad aircraft. I mean, it looks ugly as sin, and the bends in the wings are definitely aerodynamic band-aids. So it's not the best designed aircraft, but
Roger that, Avalanche.
for
I'll just report you as
its
gunned down
intended
and missing in
purpose,
action.
aka high-speed, high-altitude interceptor,
All planes,
it works great.
time to get on home now. Try and make it back for supper.
Even back in early Vietnam days, when the Navy was using it as an interceptor, it
The enemy
performed
bombers
well.
have been intercepted.
Its
Enemy
Sparrows
aircraft
were able
around
to
the
take
Keswick
down
perimeter have been significantly
um,
weakened. Our
anything,
forces have taken advantage
targeting
of
the
this
carrier,
opportunity to arrange a
and it didn't
swift
have to dogfight.
counterattack. We
It
expect
was
the
also
best
armed
from
with
you.
a Sidewinder, which was slightly better than the Falcon that the Air Force gave it. And as for fighters, the Navy already had one. It was called the F-8 Crusader, whose primary weapon were guns, along with Sidewinders. But the Air Force is like, we're going to make this thing a dogfighter. Okay, it already can't turn very well. Congratulations. It has no gun. Even more congratulations. And you're throwing it up against fighters that do have guns and can outturn the damn thing. Also, you're giving it aim for Falcons, which are just worse IR missiles in every fashion compared to the Sidewinders, and the Sidewinders back then weren't that great. Oh, and then even more so, you're preventing the AIM-7 from going to its full potential by making it where the F-4 pilot cannot engage until he visually confirms his target. Meaning that the MiG is now within the minimum effective range of the Sparrow. Way to go. F-4 was ahead of its time also. Congress and already killed it. Yep. If they wanted to fight everyone, F5. That's a good question. The F5 would have made mincemeat out of the MiGs. And here's the thing. They used the F5. Or the Navy did, in Top Gun. As an aggressor for the Phantoms to train against. Now, the other role that the Phantom did pretty well at was fighter bomber. Because unlike the Thud, which couldn't turn, didn't really have any air-to-air capabilities to speak of, the Phantom could at least defend itself in the air if it had to. The Phantom was also a good wild weasel. It just wasn't a good dogfighter. But that's what the Air Force wanted. The South Vietnamese did have the F-5. The F-5 was, I think, the second most widely produced American aircraft. But pretty much it was solely an export fighter. I'm pretty sure the Navy is still using the F-5 as an aggressor. Not as much as they used to, but it's still being used. Alright. Let's see here. Which one's next? Oh, yes. This one. Where should we go for that one? Let's actually go to Salina Peak for the next one.
Our fourth.
Now, this next Typhoon is one of my personal favorite liveries in the history of the franchise. Ace Combat Zero Rival Rot Team. Extremely agile maneuverability assures this aircraft's dominance in a dogfight. Hindered by low durability, overwhelming attack prowess is its foremost form of defense. The elite ROT team, led by the Red Swallow, was charged with maintaining air superiority over Area B-7R. The proud and deeply patriotic leader soon became the face of the Belkin Air Force. One dog. Raw one to all craft. Time to hunt some wild dogs. Down them all. Cross, I think the F5 is currently in the process of being phased out as an aggressor with the Falcon taking over. But it's kind of like a phased retirement, as old craft can no longer fly or are no longer airworthy. They get replaced by the Falcons because they're not being produced anymore, I don't think.
Talisman, which plane should I pick? How about my weaponry? Are we ready to fly with these planes?
Yeah, I love Rot Team and Rot Leader in Zero. They're my second favorite enemy squadron. First is Schnee, just because of their leader.
Garuda team, time to take off.
But I almost kind of feel sorry for Rot Leader, because Cypher kind of breaks him, like, mentally. Yeah, Detloff Fletcher, or Fleischer. Yeah, I love Rot Team's livery. Other enemy liveries that I love, obviously Strigan, Yellow 13. I like Sorcerer. Sorcerer's pretty good. Galt and Grabic are pretty good for the Asymmetrical Nightmare, which is going to be next week. Although the Grabic livery in this game is not what Grabic's supposed to be.
Warning. Enemy presence detected on radar.
Oh my god, this is how the Typhoon is supposed to feel.
All planes, assume attack formation.
I can hardly see a thing. We've got mountains right below us. Watch your altitude, Talisman.
This is Snakepit. I'm moving in as close as I can to our fighters to get the best possible support. Snakepit to all planes. High-speed aircraft...
I hate Mihai's character,
Keep close tabs on
but
the movement.
I gotta admit, his livery looks pretty good. Especially in the modded ones, where it's the Strider conversion, where they flip out the orange for blue, and flip out the erosion markings for Ocean.
Launch 3.
When we get to the A7 showcase, I'll show those
You're
off.
really something, Garuda One.
Espada 2 has a great livery as well.
Enemy formation after our forces confirmed down. Garuda team, we appreciate the cover.
Oh yeah, Geld 2 just got frickin' PTSD. But I liked how a lot of the yeah, that's the one I'm talking about, Zakale. I've got it for both the Derp Flanker and the Wyvern. I call it the Derp Flanker because the dual-seater flanker looks weird. Like he's got a big head. Disproportionate to the size of its body. Big head, needle arms. Yeah, Silber 1 loses all of his students. But I like how a good majority of the Belkan enemy ace squadrons you can fight aren't evil. They're professionals. And they're just doing the job their country is asking them to do. Oh yeah, Groons for the Hornet is also a great livery.
The enemy is focusing its attacks on us. Requesting an intercept.
Oh yeah, Silver 1 is basically an Ace Combat protagonist before any Ace Com protagonists were a thing.
I have it. Gotcha.
He was a veteran of the war before the war.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
I've got a new aircraft
I mean,
radar.
Kellerman
This must be a wave
is
of attacks aimed
a
at Roller
dangerous
Battalion.
motherfucker if you don't take it. I mean, yeah, he's flying a Phantom, but that Phantom will kill you real quick if you're not careful. Like, his students in the S-16s are a lot easier to take out. But yeah, of the first wave, Rot is like the most patriotic and prideful. So when you beat him, he's like, "What the hell?" And the fact that you're a mercenary is just, ugh, how dare you? But he's more of a my country right or wrong.
Warlock Battalion at high speed.
He may not agree with how Belka, or the direction Belka went, but he's a Belkan, and he will be loyal to his country, and I can understand that.
Launching missile.
Groon is just a consummate soldier. He's a professional. Let's see, I don't... He's not like the biggest Belkan supporter. He's just... It's my home. This is what I do. I don't think he would follow the... I don't think he'd be in support of the 7 Pillars. And that might be enough to get him to resign. I don't think he'd defect. And then there's Indigo Leader, who is basically... He considers himself the last of the noble line of the Belkan Knights. So there's a lot of stuff that, you know, Belka was going, or would eventually end up doing during the war that he would be absolutely opposed to, because that's just not honorable. Nice guy, yeah. Not to say that he's soft, it's just there's lines you don't cross. Hello, Ray. Welcome to Strip. How's the chickens?
Enemy plane in gun range.
Also, you might want to tell chat what the chickens are about. The second wave of Belkin Aces.
We have radar lock on.
I absolutely love Schnee Squadron. Because Schnee Leader just loves flying. And he's the only one excited at the possibility of not flying against Cypher again, but flying with Cypher. Not necessarily in a dogfight. He just wants to be in the same sky with him. And out of all the aces that he interviewed, or that Brett interviews, but he's just like, he became a flight instructor. So he's continuing to do what he loves. Schnee is a soldier route, yes. Let's see here. It's one of the neighbor's chickens.
Enemy jammers are set up to reduce our missile and radar capabilities. Watch out.
Let's see here. Then, Kellerman is a very much an honorable Belkin soldier. He's in the night path, but I wouldn't call him a knight per se. And while he doesn't like how his fight ended, he doesn't hold it against anyone other than maybe himself for leading his students into that fight. But he's like, they knew the risks. They signed up for it. And he just went to retire onto a farm.
Missile missed its target.
But Schwarzleder, I mean, granted he's Ukabanian, but that dude's pure evil. I mean, he is employed as a Belkin merc to shoot down deserters, so what else can we expect from him? That's good. Enjoy your din-din, Ray.
Missile strike confirmed. Third jammer
And then for the third wave, Bristow, Wizard Leader, is a goddamn traitor and should be rewarded as traitors deserve. And he is, I mean, he is so full of the, I mean, he drank his own Kool-Aid. Well, your sister may want chickens, Ray, but if you don't got the capabilities of raising chickens, then probably shouldn't raise chickens.
Lock on.
Missile struck target.
No, Bristow, I mean, I find it a crime that Bristow is still in jail during the interviews. He probably should have been executed as a traitor and a war criminal. But then again, I do believe in capital punishment for, you know, the worst sin known to man, betrayal. Fairy godmother coming to whisk you away, Larry. Yeah.
Missile strike confirmed.
I mean, there's a reason why the ninth circle of hell is reserved for traitors. Then, Galt leader, who actually is Belkin, despite the fact that he has a very Yuktobanian sounding name. Yeah, I think he might actually been the one to start a world with no boundaries, so he got the death he deserved.
Radar lock.
Because he is also evil. Same for Sorcerer. Sorcerer is evil as fuck.
What the? The enemy's starting to back off.
And what makes them worse is Sorcerer leader, Anthony Palmer, is a fucking Karma Houdini. He got away with his betrayal and is selling insurance. Which, I mean, it fits for an evil person. Because insurance is evil. Because the agencies will always make you overpay, and then they'll never pay you back on your claims. They'll always find some way to weasel out of it. Like in The Incredibles.
Garuda 1, Fox 3. I've got something on radar. That's odd. Multiple small objects flying at slow speed.
Am I
through the
bitter?
airspace.
Slightly.
Other aircraft are... Wait a minute. Warning, cruise missiles incoming. All planes break.
Oh yeah, the drones are invincible until they become TGTs. It's annoying as hell.
To wipe out Grace Maria.
How did that not?
All planes cancel.
There we go,
Planes
there's the
in retreat. Garuda team, escort our planes out of there.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, Rot's Typhoon can actually
Missiles are being guided by
fly
observation
with
planes.
the
Shoot them down and
drones,
the attacks will
which is
subside.
the first
Missiles
aircraft that can
estimated
actually
range of
do that,
impact
other than
shows
the
up on
flanker.
radar. The observation plane should be located right in the center of that range. Garuda team, shoot down those observation planes. You've got to hold out until all our forces have
Nope.
been safely evacuated. Range of impact confirmed.
It's Terminal
by radar.
Kynes, get away from the
observation
UAV.
plane must be right in
Picture it.
Missile missed.
Also, for A7, I know exactly what mission I'm going to use the Rafale for. 10,000 relief plan, or 10 million relief plan.
Target down.
Ow! Flood the F-ballast tanks! But sir, that will make the boat sink faster!
Fox 2.
But that'll get the elevation that will get the gun the elevation it needs! Oh yeah, we're gonna use the sack skin. Well, either the sack skin or a Spada. I haven't decided which. Sacks because, you know, irony. But a Spada is one of the best Rafale skins.
Radar lock. Garuda 1, Fox 2. Target down. 10 observation craft remaining.
These guys are unmanned.
Our evacuating forces have taken damage. Those incoming missiles can be stopped if you shoot down their observation planes.
Ghost Eye, have those planes evacuated yet?
Not yet. Evacuation's still not complete.
Jealous, man.
Apparently I wasn't
Your
locked
plane
onto
is
that one.
damaged.
It's like, why am I not getting mistletoe? Oh wait, I'm not locked on. Way to go. Flood the aft trim tanks. But
5
sir,
observation craft
the,
remaining.
the boat will sink aft first, and that will give the gun the elevation it needs. Oh wait. Oh yeah, okay, I see what you're... I'm gonna modify it. Flood the starboard ballast tanks. But sir, that will sink the
4
ship
observation craft remaining.
port first. And that will give the guns the elevation they need. Captain Baker of the USS Texas on D-Day.
Lock on.
Although the Texas wasn't sinking.
Launching missile.
She was just doing
Looks
what
like
was
you're
called a
turning on your
pro
rigs.
gamer
You
move.
okay? Damn.
All
I
right, let's
can't.
go
But
repair.
it looks like I'm still in this one.
Give me control of 09. I'll pilot it manually.
3 observation craft remaining.
If only we could have shot him down at Grace Maria. Lock on.
No, Zakale, you were right about ship and boat, because you were talking about a ship. I didn't see USS Texas until I finished reading it. It's like, oh, now I see what
2
he's trying to do.
observation craft remaining.
Your mistake was saying flood the aft trim tanks, when in actuality the Texas flooded their starboard tanks. So they could lean to the side instead of lean to the back.
Lock on. Just 1 observation craft remaining.
So that's Garuda. How could they fly from such an explosion? Roger. This is over here with you. Okay, I see him. Initiating attack on radar. Commencing attack.
All
Done.
operation planes are down. Well done, Garuda team.
I guess we managed to pull it off. We've got to do something about those missiles, or there won't be a Grace Maria to get back to. The Stogies are on their way. They're not stupid, you know.
Headwaters here with some great news. Rumor has it that our angels in from Cassette have joined up with the American military in Silvat. Oh yeah. They are charging in like rhinos, folks. I think a lot of positive things are about to happen.
Alrighty. Welcome back, Ross.
Thanks to your great cover, our troops were able to get through the peaks of Solemna with only... But our unit, we're doing all we can to gather intelligence on the
Alright,
invasion
next
and are running
one.
strategy options. Wait for the order to come in.
Alright. Next one, we're going to actually do a more of a multi-role-esque one. We're going to do Bartolomeo. The next one is the Rosgreaves. Just like all Rosgreaves aircraft, we have a bonus to our plus 15 defense, plus 10 stability, minus 10 air-to-air and air-to-ground. The hit to air-to-air and air-to-ground reflect the shit-tacular homing system of Ace 5. But, I mean, delivery looks great. We're going to start with the AMRAAMs, then we're going to bring in the American War Crime.
Talisman, which plane should I pick? How about my weaponry?
Ace 5's SCS so bad a Stormtrooper actually has
Are we
better
ready to
tracking.
fly with these planes?
One thing that I found hilarious, rewatching A New Hope as an adult, is, you know, the line where Kenobi says, only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise. They were like, how can they be? They don't hit anything. They're not accurate at all. And as an old, I realized, oh wait. Precision is not the same as accuracy. Accuracy means you hit the target. Precision means you're consistent about where you're hitting. Tight groups. And yeah, the stormtroopers have very good grouping. They are very precise in not hitting their target.
Garuda team, time to take off.
This is Ghost Eye to all planes. Initiate invasion of Bartolomeo Fortress.
This is Warlock. We've got the west route to the fortress. Large battalion here. We'll advance from the east. This is Snake.
Alright, hold on. I'm going to check the AC real quick. It's getting warm. And I can't really I'm not wearing my hoodie, so I can't take that off. I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So yeah, I love how my thermostat is supposedly programmable, but it always forgets what I put it on. Instead goes to factory settings, which I think for AC, the factory settings is don't turn on until it gets over 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's what it was on. I turned it back down to 70.
Electronic support plane. Moving to support ground forces.
Does the same thing in winter
I need you to provide backup for
with the
each
heater.
battalion. Begin operation.
I'll turn it to like, 70 degrees for the heater. And like, oh, so you want me to turn on the heat if it gets below that? Yeah. Okay. An hour later, I'm freaking cold. What the hell? I go to the thermostat. The heater's not on because the thermostat apparently thinks that unless it's under 59 degrees, I don't want the heater on. Like, what the hell?
Watch out for that missile, Garuda 1.
Garuda 2, roger that.
Missile was evaded.
And yes, I know
Now, the enemy has you on
not
video.
all of you know what Fahrenheit is, but I'm American. I deal with freedom units. I don't know what that is
Missile evaded.
in never made it to the moon units.
Warlock Battalion is approaching the first checkpoint now.
Yeah, I got that from the Fat Electrician. I love how he how he says.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you.
Why don't you guys use the metric system? It's so much better. Yeah, well, metric didn't get us to the moon. Freedom fractions did. The Americans made it to the moon. Neil Armstrong.
Talisman is locked on.
Unless you're one of those conspiracy theorists that think we never made it to the moon, which I can prove to you that we did via the mission that theoretically or the mission that was supposed to make it but never did. Apollo 13.
ESM is active.
Nugget, if in order to soothe your national pride, you have to believe that no one's made it to the moon, I can't stop you. But
Missile was evaded.
there is an American flag planted on the moon. I know, I know you're messing.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
I was trying to further the bit.
That SAM is history.
Also, I've heard people say that, yeah, no, the moon landing was faked, and it was done by Stanley Kubrick. I'm like, yeah, Stanley Kubrick helped fake the moon landing, and because he's such a perfectionist, he demanded that it be filmed on location.
Watch out. The enemy has a lock on you. I missed.
They don't know what to. They don't know how to respond to that.
Good one. You made short work of that one.
Because at first it's like, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Stanley Kubrick filmed the moon landing. But at the same time, he filmed it on the moon because he's a perfectionist. And no soundstage could fully capture the lunar environment. My favorite piece of Kubrick trivia is the fact that normally Kubrick hated his actors improvising. He made one exception. Full Metal Jacket.
Enemy elements have been shut down throughout mission airspace.
And
Well done,
the
Garuda
reason
team.
being is
Garuda 1, ESM
he
is
had
active.
brought on Arlie Ermy as a consultant to make sure that, you know, the Marines were authentic. Well, he heard Ermy's, like he wasn't originally cast as Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, but he overheard Ermy kind of coaching the actor. He fired the actor on the spot, made Ermy made Ermy Hartman, because Hartman was a lot more believable. And Hartman's one condition was like, fine, I can give you the most authentic drill instructor you possibly can get, because I've been a drill instructor. But you have to let me be a drill instructor.
Garuda 1, you're approaching the
Which means
return
the
line.
script,
Maintain your current heading to return to base and
it's
resupply.
not actually how it would sound. And so Kubrick let Ermy improvise, because that would get him the most authentic drill instructor he possibly could get. And Kubrick's like, fine, you actually know this better than I do. I'm going to let you do it. What is that? What the fuck is that? There is no racial bigotry here. Here you are all equally worthless. I love that one. See, another good one is, but no, I love Full Metal Jacket, but I'm gonna be honest. After the boot camp, I kind of tuned out of the movie. I don't really remember what happened after boot camp. Hartman was that good of a character.
Good luck.
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1. Warlock Battalion is a little over halfway to the objective point. Just a little longer.
But I'm also going to be honest, I'm not that big of a Kubrick fan. Of the Kubrick movies I've seen, Full Metal Jacket is the best. I did not like Clockwork Orange. I hated 2001: A Space Odyssey. I have not seen The Shining, nor do I have any intention to, because I do not like horror.
Shamrock, Fox 3.
The mission is going as planned. We're about halfway to the objective. Garuda team, give Quack's battalion a hand. Quack's battalion is approaching the second checkpoint now.
I don't know. Takale.
Quack's battalion has arrived at the second checkpoint.
No, I just not really that big of a fan of Kubrick.
Missile strike confirmed.
I guess I just not a fan of the auteur type movies.
Lock on.
And I'm pretty sure that if Ermi was not Hartman, I probably wouldn't have liked Full Metal Jacket. So what other Kubrick movies were there? Okay, we got Quacks out of immediate danger.
Enemy facility taken out.
I got an enemy on my tail.
Watch out! We got a lock on you from the ground.
Yeah, the main problem with the Typhoon on rocket duty is it doesn't have the big volley like the A-10 does, and it doesn't have that much stability. So aiming it can be a little bit of a chore.
I've got lock on.
Yeah, Minority Report, I don't think it was a Kubrick movie, but it definitely felt kind of like it a little bit. I have seen that one, but like I was telling Ray earlier when I was playing Monster Hunter with her earlier this afternoon,
Mission accomplished.
I actually, there's an anime that does Minority Report better. It's called Psychopaths. I love Psychopaths. And if I ever get a external disk drive or disk reader
A Reaper's
for
emblem.
my
Those are the aces who attacked Grace Maria.
PC. We'll probably end up doing a let's watch of Psychopaths because I actually own that on DVD.
Enemy fortress threat level has been reduced. Garuda team, don't let your guard down.
Can you hear me? I'm going out. This place is ours.
I have him.
Along with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I do not have the original Full Metal Alchemist. So yeah.
He's got a SAM locked onto you.
Hopefully you've all seen the original because I'm not watching it ever again. Because I hate the ending of the original.
Rocket fire.
I've never actually seen pics of typhoons having loaded out of RCLs in real life. Yeah, I don't. In my research, it doesn't really say
Enemy
it's
plane in gun range.
part of its armament. But it could be just a symptom of game balance. Like they want to give the Typhoon some air-to-ground capability. So they gave it the rocket launcher. And they gave it the American version because, I mean, they're using the AMRAM. Or it does have the AMRAM and the Sidewinder, so, you know, why not?
That ground target's history.
But the flanker, the S-233,
Anti-aircraft gun
cannot
destroyed.
actually equip any multi-lock missiles because it doesn't have the avionics for it. So technically it should not be able to wield the R-77 Adder, despite the fact that it does in A6 with the XMA-4. They just wanted it to have it for game balance issues. It is due to AC6, yeah.
Ground target has been eliminated. Our
Yeah,
Silver
other
artillery has moved into
anime
engagement.
that I have the full series for, I have the full series for Zoids, both Chaotic Century / Guardian Force and New Century Zero.
Careful now. The enemy
I've
has
got
one radar.
Soul Eater. I've got Fairy Tail.
The Bartolomeo Fortress is
Yukikaze.
under our control. Nice work, Garuda team.
And I can probably borrow Area 88 from Floof.
Marion scum. It's no time to celebrate.
Yeah, get it.
Time.
Watching Envy get their butt handed to them was pretty cathartic. But Envy's final confrontation
We have
actually made me
successfully
feel
retaken
sorry for the
Bartolomeo
homunculus
Fortress.
a little bit.
We're about to get into some serious combat.
Just a little bit. And what I loved most about Brotherhood was that all the homunculi's deaths, because yeah, all of them die. Except for one. But all of their endings are appropriate to their sin. All right, before we start the next one, I'm going to restart the live party. Because we've got 3 minutes. So I'll be back real quick. All right, I'm back. Reset the clock. Okay, I think we got 2 more Typhoons to fly. And this one, I just want to get it over with, so we'll go with Vitose.
A large-scale formation of Estavakian bombers is heading toward Vitose, a city here on the island.
But yeah. Next up is the orange wing. Aside from the color being shit, and any of the people that like orange, I'm sorry, but I've never really cared for orange. And let's just say that I see more than my fair share of orange of late, because I work for a big box home improvement store that is obsessed with the fucking color. So I am biased against it. Anyway, this has the same base stats as the vanilla Typhoon, but our air-to-air and air-to-ground are maxed because we have 800 fucking Sidewinders. I'm actually gonna do the meteors.
Which plane should I select? How about my weaponry?
We'll get
Are we ready to fly?
Garuda team, time to take
the
off.
AMRAAMs. It's here.
Those bombers have passed through the mountains and are still on course for Mitose. They're here. Head back to the base if you need supplies.
Another series we might do a let's watch of if I get the DVD player, or Blu-ray player, whatever it is. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Enemy bombers is on its way to Mitose. Take them out.
Fight a good fight, troops. You're our only hope.
This territory is all
No,
Garuda team, it's
Ross,
in your hands. We've got to intercept
I
those
didn't
bombers.
hate
Stay within
Fernando
range of the
Alonso
radar
start the
facility. That should
2017
give you the
Indy
upper hand in
500
battle.
because I didn't watch
Enemy bombers.
the Indy 500. Bro Raz absolutely thinks this is heresy, but I see cars as a way to get from point A to point B. My tism is aircraft, not cars. Yep, this is orange before Project Wingman.
Garuda 2, roger that. Shadow, box 3.
We'll do what we can to help while you're within radar range of us.
This one's mine.
Missile missed.
Car is car. It's like that Incredibles 2
Enemy bombers are
meme.
approaching the city.
Math is math!
More enemy bombers detected on radar. It looks like another formation.
All planes head back to base once you're out of bombs.
Now, I get that. I mean, I'm not going to say that cars aren't a mechanical piece of art, because some cars definitely are. But it's not my preferred genre of art.
More planes are showing up on radar. It's another bomber formation. Intercept.
Yeah, Bro Raz will be gushing over a car that he's seen and, you know, just like, oh my god, it's so great, and listing off all of its specifications. Meanwhile, my eyes are just glazing over because it was like, I have no context. I don't care.
Damn it.
And then he'll finally realize that his tism got triggered,
More enemy bombers
and it's
incoming.
not my tism. And he's like, oh, you don't know what I'm talking about, do you? Not really, no.
I'll smoke the rest of them. Fly safety off.
Now, Ross, I don't mind you tisming out over cars in the chat, especially if that is your tism. Just know that I have no context. So, I see what you're typing. I just don't know how to respond because it's like
Keep up the good work.
I don't know.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Target hit.
Your audio's out. Is anyone else's audio out of sync?
If this ring will get
Bombers are still incoming. Stay sharp.
Lock on.
Get him! Get right once more!
Keep an eye on your 6 o'clock.
Okay. So it's just Twitch being twitchy.
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar. Bullseye.
But yeah, even though I'm putting this on the Vatose map, which is normally what I put
Score to
for
kill.
planes I don't like,
Lock on.
it's actually just because I'm getting hungry. And I want to finish up so I can eat. But no, aside from the color, this is actually a good aircraft.
Careful now. The enemy has you on
I don't
radar.
really have any complaints about it, other than, you know, it's...
Take out those bombers first. and
It reminds
foremost.
me too much of
Worry
work.
about the escorts.
You know, the place where
Bomber
doers
number
get
8
more done.
confirmed down.
Yes. Back to another enemy.
Enemy down.
Yes, I do.
Missile struck target.
My leftover pizza is calling my name.
Ninth bomber down. Garuda 2 launched missile.
We have radar lock on. Enemy bombers are approaching the city. Intercept.
All enemy bombers have been eliminated. We somehow plucked every last one of them.
Enemy bomber formation is confirmed down. I have to say you handled things well.
Whooping all that praise on us has got me a little too red in the face to go back home.
Roger that, Avalanche. I'll just report you as gunned down and missing in action.
That's pretty harsh, Ghost Eye.
All planes, it's time to get on home now. Try and make it back for supper.
Well, I know what the Indy 500 is. I've heard of it. It's one of the most
Intercepted.
important tournaments
Enemy
for.
aircraft around
It's
the Kessel
F1,
perimeter
right?
have been significantly weakened. Our forces have taken
Daytona
advantage of this
is the
opportunity
NASCAR
to arrange a
race.
swift counterattack.
IndyCar.
We expect the best from you.
What's the difference between IndyCar and F1? Because I thought they had the same type of car. Let me look it up. One's generally faster, while IndyCars prioritize speed on oval tracks and a simpler aerodynamic. Okay, but the cars both look similar. Because coming from the States, I've only really known of like the F1 Indy car type of style where it's looks like a plane with wheels instead of wings, and then stock car or NASCAR, which is just, you know, car. So I didn't know there was a difference between IndyCar and F1. All right, so for our next one, we're actually going with an anti-ground mission. Now, why would you do that, Raz? We have a fighter, not a ground pounder. Well, there's a reason for that.
We've got a
Because our last aircraft for the night is the Idolmaster Makoto Kikuchi. The graceful yet powerful way she dances through the skies captures the hearts of all who gaze upon her. She has a few faults, but her charms more than make up for them. Now, I don't know about you, but there's some things I see on the stat chart that kind of make me go, huh? So let's look at that. Our mobility, speed, and stability are completely maxed, meaning you're going to have fun flying her. Defense, unfazed. However, let's look at that air-to-air and air-to-ground stat, shall we? Notice anything odd about it? Basically, we lost 40 points in air-to-ground and 80 in air-to-air. You're gonna feel that. As for our weapons, we lost 73 Sidewinders. We gained 25 Meteors, lost 10 AMRAAMs, and gained 44 volleys of the LAU-68. Yeah, no, it's real fast. Her quirk, largely due to that painful air-to-air and air-to-ground stat, is her lock-on speed is painfully slow. Like, it is measured in almost minutes. Which, if you see right here, right below, or right behind the canard and below the kind of stabilizer beneath the cockpit, you'll see a pair of glasses. She apparently fucking needs them, because she's blind as fuck. However, we have a get-out-of-jail-free card with her. The reason why I put this on a primarily ground pounder mission is these. These don't require a lock-on. So she's going to be a rocket driver for today.
Which plane should I pick?
Also, Talisman doesn't, or Shamrock doesn't give a shit about poor eyesight. RCL doesn't need to lock on. Genius!
Are we ready to fly with these
Exactly.
planes?
Garuda team, time to take off.
But no, the livery of the Typhoon Idolmaster is fantastic. Okay, a little out of position, that's it.
All planes, listen up. Our forces are completely surrounded over a
Yeah,
wide
this
area.
livery
We've got
is
6
great.
sectors of operation to concentrate on.
It's
Use your radar to
black
check enemy position.
with red highlights. I
Each
think
area.
those are flowers.
We better move.
Our
forces could get
I
wiped out
like
any
her
second now.
pose. The
That's right.
Um,
Our ground unit is on its last legs trying to keep them covered. Return to base if you need supplies. No use
you know, like
fighting
we
on
can
empty
do this sort of
stomach.
thing. The fact that we have 76 volleys of the war crime. No. Ross, it's not that the enemy has jammers. It's just that her radar is shit. Look here. Did you see how slow that was?
Garuda team, initiate close range air support. Get out there and hit what you can.
Nugget, I am so glad that you have the same tism as Ross, so you two can talk shop. It's great.
Stogies are after our runway.
Where is Strigan? There's Strigan. Go after Strigan, Shamrock.
Enemy threat level down. Keep it up, Garuda team.
Protect that runway at all costs!
The enemy threat level has dropped again, as Novakians are down to 30% of their forces.
Time to put some warheads on foreheads. Send them to Valhalla. Same day delivery.
All planes, the runway in this airspace is clear for landing. Take it
Now,
if you need help.
if your target is like right on the nose, Makoto will be able to lock onto it fairly well. But if it's not directly off your nose, then she's going to have problems.
Enter the landing corridor. Lower your landing gear and prepare for touchdown.
Protect the runway at all costs!
Stay focused. The enemy hasn't given up yet.
I have no idea what Ross and Nugget are talking about, but I'm happy that they're having fun.
Any planes who need supplies can land on the runway. I repeat, any planes who need supplies can land on the runway.
Our radar vehicles need cover.
Just
Continue
two
to
fans of
support.
F1.
Are there any fighters available to cover Barracuda Battalion? Dragon Busters have lost about 40% of their forces. They can't do this alone.
They'll be fine. Yay, Shamrock got it. Lock on! Fine. Bullets don't need a lock on.
Control has been broken. You can do it. Let's take on enemy forces at the rear. Grizzly Battalion's got to make it back to the city. Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Commencing full rocket fire. Ground target has been eliminated.
Thanks to you guys, we got this place in check. We're a couple of real-life guardian angels. Jeez, what about us? Oh yeah, you guys are safe. You've got a tire computer to do the work. I'll take care of this one. This is Barracuda, Armored Battalion. Can you read me? Requesting support.
The enemy radar vehicles seem to be providing ESM. It's not looking good.
Air Force, we've been closed in by enemy forces. Please help. We're completely surrounded. We're moving back to the east city. Take out all enemy forces along the bridge.
Yeah. Makoto is fun to fly, but not to fight with.
Garuda team took care of the enemy forces at the rear. Grizzly Battalion moving forward.
Especially in a dogfight.
Enemy forces have
She
dropped
is
to
the
30%.
base
Just a little
performance
more,
stats to be an excellent dogfighter of World War II. But not in the modern jet age.
Enemy plane down.
Oh my god.
Enemy forces are down to 30%. Garuda team, finish them off.
Even Shamrock was having trouble. Because normally he's got at least 2 of the Striggans by now, but he's only gotten 1.
We've received a telegram from HQ Command. You're to go after an Slovakian unit that's just started pulling out of action.
I'm a lot better at chasing than being chased.
All ground units are to spread out and close in on the Slovakian unit. Show no mercy. Second Justice Roger. Time to get close and personal. Aerial tank battalion confirmed. Gang's on here.
Yeah.
We got your back. 3 and 6 were good problem. Our front line is starting to pull back.
Even deities are allowed off this. No, it's the aircraft. Because the missile lock-on speed is shit. Even Shamrock can't overcome it.
Is this the dance hall? Looks like I missed out on all the action.
All forces, fight to the death for this man. Give them a taste of Slovakian pride.
I've got a lock. Fox 3, Fox 3.
Yeah. This is the main reason why I don't like flying Makoto. Because the aircraft is a dream to fly, but like I said, it's a nightmare
Launched missile.
to fight a dogfight in. Just take your time, Dallas. Not like I'm in a live or death situation. Yeah, Makoto definitely needs glasses.
I'm still good to go. I'm not giving up.
This one's mine.
Which is a shame because her livery is one of the better ones.
Connecting ESM for Garuda 1. Garuda 1, commencing full rocket fire. Enemy vehicle has been destroyed.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you.
I'm holding my ground. To hell with our orders.
Missile was evaded. Garuda 1 launched missile.
And also her missile trail is black. And I like that. It's just a shame that you're not really encouraged to use the missiles because their lock-on speed is shite. There I use the
You have entered the landing corridor. Lower your landing gear.
the Scottish pronunciation of shit. Just for you, Nugget. Ross, if you play rally racing games too much, how much do you think I overplay Ace Combat? I don't want to know how many hours I have in A6 across the years? Because it's probably at this point measured in years instead of hours.
This mission is going well. All forces, keep the
I think
pressure
the
on.
answer is yes. Do you know how many hours I've played A6? The answer is yes. That's how many hours. Yes.
The threat level for remaining Estevakian forces is down to about 60%.
Initiating attack. Cancel the angels.
Anti-aircraft gun taken out.
Lock on! Shamrock, Fox 2.
Garuda 1, commencing full rocket fire. The threat level for remaining Estevakian forces is about 40%.
And I still have 55 volleys of my war crimes. I think we'll be able to handle that.
Enemy facility taken out.
Enemy's got a SAM locked onto you.
The threat level for remaining Estevakian forces is down to about 20%.
All planes, this is a hell of a dance. Keep up those nice moves.
You shall live and die for Slovakia. Fight them with a will of iron.
Sector E4 is out of our hands.
Let's see if I can war crime the war crime.
Fox 3, Fox 3.
How do you shake me off?
Careful now. The enemy has you on radar.
Commencing full rocket fire.
Got him!
Enemy forces have been eliminated from the mission areas. That's enough dancing for
IRCL'd the
I
A10.
could have danced a few more numbers.
I'm still dancing here. Go ahead and leave without me.
Don't give me that, Sky Kid. It's past your bedtime.
You'd make a scary mother, Ghost Eye. But I guess we should be getting back.
Why, thank you.
All planes.
Our besieged unit, now that our unit has been, this boost in power enables us to
All right. We're going to go ahead and rank the things real quick.
We've got
And
a large
then
unit of troops on Rollins Plain.
I'm going to go ahead and
Around
get off, eat foods, and then in about an hour, it'll be Dragon Age time. 10 can't tank our Lord and Savior. No, they cannot. All right, so of the 7 Typhoon variants, Nugget, you're going to hate me, but the bottom is Makoto Kikuchi. Solely for the lack of lock-on speed. She is fun to fly otherwise. Like, if this was just free flight, it'd be number 1. But because combat is a thing, that lock-on is off. Okay. Number 6 is the type Ace 3. I don't hate it as much as I do the type Ace 2 Scarface from the SU-33, but I still hate it due to the fact that you're stuck with the worst possible special weapon that this plane can carry. You have no ability to do high G turns, and the flight model sucks balls. If this is how Ace 3 feels to fly, I don't want to play it. Number 5 is the A6 version, the UPEO emblem. This is actually the first of what I call the good planes. The reason why it's down at number 5 is the only benefit it gets over the base is stability. But everything else, every other major stat either was untouched or was reduced. And I'm sorry, but that is not the markings of a good variant. Also, the livery is lazy. Number 4 is the base Ameria. It's a great aircraft. Definitely a high tier fighter. Of the non-super fighters, this would be an S tier. Because it's got XMA6s. Its base stats are phenomenal. The only non-super fighter that can beat it is probably the Raptor. At least in this game. But the other variants just give you more. Case in point, the Orange Wing is at number 3. Hi, Floof. Welcome to End of Stream. But the Orange Wing, despite having a color that I cannot stand, it's basically the Typhoon, and the base Typhoon is fantastic. But it has maxed air-to-air and air-to-ground because it has 800 Sidewinders. That is a clear improvement. So, despite the fact that I hate its color, it's better than the base. So, number 3. Number 2 is the Rosgrees. Granted, it does take a few some minor hits in air-to-air and air-to-ground. Not enough to be really noticeable. And it gives the base Typhoon better defense and stability. So, in my opinion, that's better overall. So yeah, number 2. And the number 1, couldn't guess, is Rot. Fantastic livery. It flies and handles like a dream. Its air-to-air stat is pretty much maxed. I think it's actually better than the base Raptor. This thing is a dream to dogfight with. So yeah, it deserves the number 1 spot on the Typhoon ranking list. And in fact, it is one of the best dogfighters in this game. And I'm mad that it's European and not American. Anyway, that will be it for the stream for today. Or for this particular stream. Give me about an hour or so and we'll be back on for Dragon Age Origins. We're going to be doing the Urn of Sacred Ashes quest line. Tomorrow morning, we're going to... of course you enjoyed it, Nugget. Even more so than usual, because it's your baby. And I was saying nice things about your baby. Which I can't say about the next aircraft on the list. Saturday in Cyberpunk, we're going to do gigs and NCPD alerts in City Center. Sunday in the Insanity of Victor Shepard, we're going to do some stuff on the Citadel. Then go to From Ashes. It's too late. That's fine, Nugget. I understand. But at least you're able to see your baby in action. And that's the most important thing. Bailey. later. Monday in Final Fantasy II, we're gonna head into Mushroom Rock Road and then have some shenanigans with the Youth League. Then we'll head to Jose Temple. Wednesday in RoboCop, we're gonna take on the Street Vultures. Which is going to be fun because they introduce snipers and landmines. Then Wednesday, Wednesday evening, Raz and Floof continue their quest to destroy all the testiculars in the Third Reich in Sniper Elite Resistance. And then next Thursday, in the aircraft showcase, we get to my least favorite aircraft of all. The SU-47 Burkett. I'm not going to have a lot of good things to say about this piece of shit. And most of the DLC, I mean, I've talked about how lazy I think some of the liveries are. Because they're basically just reskins of the Amerian livery with different markings. The SU-47 is the most guilty of this. Because the Grabic, the Rosgrees, and I want to say the Rosgrees and Grabic are literally the same as the Amerian one, just different markings. But yeah, I do not like the Burkett. It's an asymmetric piece of shit. I don't care what Starscream says. But yeah, we get to this one next. But thank you everybody for watching. I hope to see you guys in an hour or so. And if not, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Take care, everybody.